Oh Hi was co-written and directed by Sophie Brooks and is about a couple named Iris and Isaac, who are spending a romantic getaway together at a house that they are renting for the weekend. They've been dating for a few months and seem to be a sweet couple. They stop at an apple vendor and end up going home with dozens of boxes of them because Isaac is a silly driver. At the end of the first night, following some fun times involving toys that they discovered, Isaac confesses that he is not looking for a serious relationship. Iris doesn't take this well, and things escalate between the two very fast. Molly Gordon plays Iris, and she has the hard task of making us both love and dislike her at the same time. This is basically a kidnapping story filtered through comedic set pieces. She wants to try and win him over by any means necessary. Gordon is easily the best character in this picture. She has to balance the comedy with fears people have about relationships, and since the picture takes place mostly in one location, it is mostly on the performances to make it all work. Gordon does things such as showing her dance moves she did when she was in a play when she was younger, making him French toast, doing face masks, and other things. He is tied to the bed the whole time, by the way. A little later, Iris calls her best friend, and we are introduced to two more people. There's a running gag involving a book that the boyfriend is reading, but I feel that the two other characters are indicative of the biggest problem I have with this film. The jokes are stretched out too far and too thin for too long. This film, unfortunately, is being released in the shadow of two amazing films, Companion and Anora. Both of those films are wonderful and understood that to keep the comic energy going, the situations had to be escalated at heightened levels so they didn't begin becoming stale. And I think Oh Hi starts becoming stale with its gags before they move on from them. An example of how I think it was done well was in Companion. When Sophie Thatcher gets away from the house and gets stopped by a police officer, she knows she can't lie, so she begins only speaking in German. This allows her to tell the truth that the cop can't understand her. That's proper escalation on a comedic level of the problem and keeps it fresh and funny. You notice that I didn't talk about the boyfriend at all that much, and that's because he isn't given as much depth as Iris is. But there is a sequence late in the film at a creek that is wonderful and is carried by the boyfriend. During these quiet and introspective moments, I was really enjoying this picture. But when the boyfriend is ignored for a long time and we have stuff involving witchcraft and nude bonfire dancing, it just isn't very funny at all. It loses the amazing premise and reduces itself to sitcom material that it is quite frankly too good for. I really think this is a picture with an important message it is trying to get out. When it is focusing on the relationship insecurities people have, why they have them, and what we can learn from each other about those, is when the film shines bright. Introducing bondage stuff is great, not only to get us into the kidnapping situation organically, but also how new couples are willing to try new things for each other, even if one of them has really bad anxiety about it, which one of them does in this picture. This is smart writing. I also think that the jokes are written smartly as well. I really like the quiet comedic moments between the two. They remind me of the best comedic moments in Anora. I know it's not fair of me to compare Oh Hi to the Academy Award winner for Best Picture, but I can't unsee the similarities, and Anora was just written smarter. So, in case you can't tell, I'm incredibly mixed on this picture. The moments of light comedy are wonderful, as are the moments of introspection. Iris loves quoting old films such as Casablanca, and that stuff is all great. But when the two other characters come into the story and the jokes start lasting for upwards of 15 minutes at a time, is when the film starts to weaken itself unnecessarily. But I really like the ending a lot. It's really good introspective behavior on the character's part. I like the conversations they have at the end. It's nice, subtle, and bittersweet. So I am hot and cold with this film in case you couldn't tell. I can recommend this film for a matinee and definitely for a stream, but I can't recommend it for a full price. It's too inconsistent with its ideas to justify paying full price. But if you and your partner want to watch this on a Saturday afternoon and have some fun talks about your relationship afterward, have a great time. Just remember to make French toast for them after the fact. I give Oh Hi 2.5 stars out of 4. Molly Gordon is so charming and balances out the sweetness and crazy behavior so well, but the boyfriend is underwritten, even though his point of view is vital to the ending. A mixed bag, to be sure. And that is my review. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this, please like and subscribe. Here's links to my other videos. Follow me on social media if you like. And until next time, I am Ghost.